Welcome to Music in My Life. Today we're talking about creativity, sharing your inside to the outside world. My special guest today has had the opportunity to work with Stevie Wonder, Candice Staton, and Paul Young, amongst others. His name is Paul Lee. He's a UK singer, songwriter, and recording artist. I look forward to talking with him and sharing with you music in my life. Now, wasn't it Paul Young who sang the song, Wherever I Lay My Hat? Well, I'm pleased to be joined by a man who I actually call not just a friend and a colleague, but a brother. We called him brother when we're signing off text messages.
Yeah.
And Paul is a singer, songwriter, choral singer, group singer, solo singer, plays a bit of guitar, plays a bit of keyboard, and I could be all night talking about Paul, really, but Paul and I, we sing together in a group.
Breakdancer.
Oh, breakdancing.
No,
I was just about to tell you, ask if you could give a demonstration of the breakdancing. You probably could do that one. But Paul, welcome. We're talking about just really how music has had an impact in your life. And so when you came from Jamaica, you came over to the UK, live in England. It's a completely different country, bit colder. Thank you. And what were the differences? Was there a cultural difference in terms of the music? Did you come over and say, well, this music is really
it's strange. It's strange because people would naturally think, they associate Jamaica with reggae and blue beat and ska and all of that sort of thing. And certainly at that time, that's what would have been the music of the time. But growing up in church, it was really about hymns and four-part harmony songs, whatever. And so there wasn't a tremendous amount of difference to what I did in Jamaica to what I did when I got here. And of course, school, in those days, they had a school assembly. And so a lot of the songs that I sang in church was what we would sing in assembly, because Jamaica being a colony of the United Kingdom, a lot of the hymns and songs and things were exactly the same. So when I came here, I recognized pretty much all of the hymns that they sang in assembly, and you belt it out because that's what you did normally on a normal basis.
Well, that's great, because I can identify with that because it's a similar background, West Indian parents, but singing in the home, singing at school, singing in the church, and singing in the home every day. So, you just became familiar with the sound of song, the sound of music. And I heard rumours that you used to take records and slow them down and learn the techniques of favourite singers. So who were some of the singers who were influential in shaping your voice? Because one listens to your voice and hears a certain soul influence.
Okay, well, I have to say that when I was growing up, I wasn't tremendously confident, and I really kind of felt as if I was an ugly duckling. And I was the only boy. As well, I grew up with four sisters, so I didn't even have a sibling, a male sibling
to kick some ball with.
Nothing like that. And so, while all of my peers were tall, dark, and handsome, I was quite the opposite. And so I used music almost as therapy, really, to gain confidence and whatever. So I learned to sing through listening to key artists. I mean, there was Stevie Wonder, there was Michael Jackson, there was George Benson, there was Donny Hathaway, there was Peabo Bryson. Those were the five main male vocalists that I listened to, and if truth be told, I kind of stole a little bit from each of them to form the voice that would define me today. So and so with all of those people who had tremendous voices. I mean, there were things that Michael Jackson did at 11, 12 that I still cannot do today. And what I used to do was put the LP on, and of course in those days you had 45 and 33.
Note to viewer, don't try this at home with your CD player, your hands will get burned. Okay.
But you could slow it down, and it would slow it down slow enough for me to actually hear how they actually sang those notes and riffs and everything, and that was a really fantastic part of learning.
You then speed that all up.
And then you'd speed it up. So vocally, you'd go from ah to ah, and you know you could say oh, and different things that you could do with your voice that you couldn't ordinarily do until you learnt how to do it. So I had to go through all of those rudiments, but that's how I kind of learned to do a lot of the things.
So you had quite an eclectic mix of music, because obviously you had the hymn experience,
that's
you
right.
had the psalm music you were listening to, and the classical concerts and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you see, the thing is that my mother really appreciated music, and she instilled that appreciation in us from the earliest age. So I remember as maybe a 7, 8-year-old being taken to the Wigmore Hall.
Right, well, just hold that thought, because we're going to hear from you in a minute, and we're going to continue talking in just a moment. We're going to hear you sing.
Okay.
Thanks, Paul.
All right.
See you soon.
Hi, this is Paul here, working.
A small voice in isolation, it was proclaiming a simple truth. It spoke of freedom and understanding and the brotherhood of youth. We are brothers and we are sisters in the family of man. Our endeavor is peace forever, and the future lies in our hands. Do not dismiss us as foolish dreamers, though we are many, we are one. Let us discover what divides us, then together we can overcome. Yes, we are brothers and we are sisters
So that was Family of Men, a song which you co-wrote with Guy Fletcher.
Yes, yes.
Who's written stuff for Cliff Richard and Elvis Presley. Viewers, you might know. Living Doll! You remember the song from way back when?
Oh, great
if you don't know
song.
that song, that means you're not old enough, is it? But you co-wrote that as a collaboration. We recorded that back in
With Guy?
Yeah, in the 1997 album, The Very Best of Gospel.
Gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. I was working for an organisation called British Music Rights.
Oh, yeah.
And Guy was a director at the time.
Right.
He was associated with the British phonographic industry.
Yeah, all right.
And I was working with a barrister, a former barrister from EMI, Nanette Rigg.
Wow.
And we were working, she came as a barrister on secondment to the Department of Trade and Industry, and convinced me that that was where my life was going to lead. And so I left the DTI to set up this organisation from inception. And so we got it up and running, the British Music Rights.
Wow.
And so Guy was there, and he had heard of the music that I did. And then I mentioned that there was this choir and this guy called Ken Burton.
Never heard of him.
And that's how the collaboration came along. And then I got to write a number of songs with him, which is, really great. And so we wrote Family of Man together and a few others, and we recorded it on the album The Very Best of Gospel, some of which was actually featured in the TV program Maisie Rain.
Wow.
As well, so yes.
I remember it was also featured in a program called Paradise Heights.
There you go. See?
And
Which is
also
quite
British soap opera, EastEnders.
EastEnders.
They played.
That's right,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
was
album
good.
went fast. Your songwriting skills just.
Wow.
So I thought just to prove to people that you actually, you really did write. We might actually do something interesting here, just so
Okay,
people can just
right.
see how the process of songwriting works and how inspiration actually works.
Yes.
So I thought what we'll do in a few minutes.
Yes.
Is actually write our next hit. We're gonna retire all the royalties on this one. In the words of a famous comedian, this time next year we'll be millionaires. Okay.
Don't hold your breath. Okay.
So back to this songwriting.
Yeah.
Right. So let's just pick a subject, because
Yeah.
normally you sort of think, okay, some songwriters just say, right, we're just going to pick a subject and we're going to write around that subject.
Okay.
But I think. One of the most powerful ways of writing is just reflecting on life experiences.
Yeah. Well, that's actually how I write anyway.
Yeah,
a lot of my songs are born out of experience, and for me, the best songs, even hymns, are those ones that are actually born out of experience.
Yeah.
So that's usually how my songs kind of come about. It's usually about something that's happened to me in my life, an experience I've had.
Sure. Okay. So. I mean, you're a person of faith, or we're both people of faith and stuff like that, and very often I guess that when we're writing songs, as many hymns are written, etc., that people reflect on sort of God's presence during that time. So maybe a song about... Feel free to say no.
Okay.
But,
giving thanks.
Okay, you want to give thanks. Okay, all right. So let me try first line.
Sure.
And something, and then
We'll
maybe
throw
see
it
if we can
in.
pick up.
Yeah.
Just be a 4-liner song, but who knows? By the time we finish, we might actually have the whole album.
Lord.
Wouldn't that be nice? Okay. So let's just try we try a simple line first, and then we can kind of go deeper and change a word here or there.
What about?
I've got one idea here.
Okay, all right.
It's not the most original line.
Sure.
It's, but again, it doesn't necessarily even have to be.
Yeah.
My heart is filled with gratitude.
Yeah.
For da-da-da-da-da.
For all the things you've done.
For all the things you've done. Okay. Well, if we're talking about sort of like overcoming or something that you've kind of gone through.
Yes.
Easy line which comes to mind is kind of victories that have been won. So something that comes before them.
Reflections of my trials.
Okay. So reflections of my trials and victories we've won, yeah?
And victories we've won, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So reflections of my trials, victories we've won. All right, let's try melody.
Sure,
first.
yeah.
And then we can discard or say, oh,
Sure.
actually. Sometimes I do, I start it and then just say, right.
Look at the lyrics.
Actually, you need the lyrics, don't you? I love my brother Paul, but I let you do a little secret. Even the songs that he knows, he needs the lyrics for.
Hello. And plus, I can't see that far.
All right, so if I just play an accompaniment, and then you can just sing it or whatever comes to mind.
My heart is filled with gratitude for all the things you've done. Reflections on my past and victories we won. Oh,
That's the way to do a song.
if I thought it was safe all around me, then tell me, why do I pray? And if I don't have the words of conviction, then tell me, what do I say? Oh yeah, I cannot stay much longer on a road that will lead me to pain. Oh, I can but grow much stronger. My reward as I pass through the rain, fast and pray. Fast and pray. Do it today. Oh, I gotta fast and pray. So excuse me if I come a-running. I know I need you each day. Though there are times when I stumble and falter, hold me, help me, renew my faith. Whoa, whoa, yeah. My path is so much clearer when I wholly rely on your grace. Whoa, I now can't stand much longer. How I long to see you face to face, fast and pray.
So we've just heard your song, Fast and Pray. What was the inspiration? What led you to write that song?
There were key points in my life where I feel the need to have solitude in my life, because it's helped with the creativity and the writing. I'm a man of faith.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I really feel as if I have help in writing and these sort of things. And for me, I needed to find some solitude. I remember listening to a female songwriter who told of spending something like a week in her basement in solitude, and being able to pray, and of course fasting is all a part of that, denying yourself food or whatever the fast is, that helps you to really concentrate your mind on what it is that you need to do, and you feel as if you have help from God to do that. And so for me, it was a key point, and I needed to fast and pray. And so the song was born out of that particular experience.
And that's a particularly powerful thing when you actually write a song, but that song, is for yourself.
Yes.
And I know there's moments really, really well when I've written something, and sometimes I don't even realize at the time how much that song might help me some way down the road in a situation or a circumstance that I have, and that my own song would actually be my healing in my own.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the powerful nature of music and particular songs, that even though you wrote it out of your experience and for you, it can mean so much to other people who hear it, and be a focal point in their life somehow.
Great. So may you find the inspiration to do so.
Thank you.
May your music continue to inspire others, and your voice continue to inspire. You inspired me a lot when I was younger, growing up. And I said, when I grow up, I want to be like Paul. And I grew up and never took you. You grew past me.
Thank
Love
you,
bro.
sir. God bless you, man.
Wait. So we're going to do an arrangement of a hymn called "'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus," and it's just piano and voice.
Yeah.
"'Tis so sweet to trust you, Jesus, just to take you at your word, just to rest upon your promise, just to know thus saith the Lord. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust you, and how I proved you o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust you more. I'm so glad I learned to trust you, precious Jesus, Savior, friend, and I know that you are with me, wilt be with me to the end. And Jesus, Jesus, how I trust you, and how I proved you o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust you more. And Jesus, Jesus, how I trust you, and how I proved you more and all. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace, oh, for grace, oh, for grace to trust you more.
It's universally recognized that the ability to create is not just a skill, but a fundamental human need. We are more than just physical beings. We have an emotional, a spiritual side. And it's that spiritual side which causes us to create. What's in your heart? What do you want to share with the world? In song, maybe. Think about it. And join me again for Music in My Life. I'm off now to maybe go and create some music. So long.